Fall Guy is an action comedy that stars Ryan Gosling as a stuntman named Colt Seavers. Now, Colt Seavers is one of the main stuntmen for a big movie studio when he happens to take an injury in his line of work that leaves him out of his job and depressed due to his recovery process. Now, this happens to interfere with his love interest inside of the film, Jody, who is played by Emily Blunt inside of this film. Now, Jody is the main director for the movie that he's working on and an aspiring director in Hollywood. And after Colt takes this injury, he ends up distancing himself from Jody, which is where the main conflict between them comes into this film. Now, this film was directed by David Leitch, who recently directed Bullet Train. And inside of The Fall Guy, the overall plot outside of our lovers' quarrel is the main actor for the film that the stuntman and the director are working on ends up disappearing, which leaves the stuntman Colt to go out on this mystery to find the main lead for the film. Now, this ends up leading him to get involved in this over-the-top plot where it's blurring the lines between the film that they're making and the story that the film that you're watching is actually trying to tell, which leads to plenty of nuanced dialogue and fourth wall breaks that are great throughout this movie. And overall, this is a movie for movie lovers. You spend a majority of this movie on film sets, getting to see behind the scenes of everything that goes into making big budget Hollywood movies, including all the members of the cast that you don't see, that don't get light shined upon them, like stuntmen, right? So I would say I'm definitely the target audience for this film, and I did like a lot of the comedic moments inside of this film. It's very funny throughout its whole way. It's throwing lots of jokes at you the entire time, which some stick, some don't. But the problem that this film has is it goes into a deeper plot here where it's very serious subject matter, but there's so much jokes at every single time that you never fully get into the plot. You never fully care or are worried about the characters or are worried about what's going on in the plot because the comedy overshadows it all. And because of this, you end up having no weight to the main plot going on. Now, this movie started out great, but once you get to the second act, this movie loses its footing. It loses the groove, the nice groove that it was in, and you start getting this downtime, these lackluster moments that are unengaging and just take you out of the movie and are honestly boring to watch. But luckily, once you get to the end of this film, once you get to the third act, it does find its groove again. It does stick the landing, and I do like the way that they ended this film. Now, the score is nothing spectacular here. I even found it over the top at a lot of moments inside of this movie. However, there is some fantastic acting inside of here because the two leads, Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, they're fantastic actors. So you're going to have a good time just watching them play their characters, and I really enjoyed Emily Blunt's character inside of this film probably the most. It was nice to see her play, a different character outside of the Quiet Place universe, outside of these horror films, and a more lighthearted character, and she did it very well. And overall, for The Fall Guy, I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I really wanted to love this film, especially since this is clearly intended for movie lovers. But with that being said, let's go ahead and drop the official rating for The Fall Guy. I'm going to give The Fall Guy a 7.5 out of 10. It gets the 7.5 out of 10. Again, I do think it stuck the landing. Luckily, it found its footing again towards the end of this film. There's some lackluster moments here and there which peg the score down a bit, but overall, this is a good movie, a good time at the cinemas. I would recommend you go see this for definitely a matinee, or if you're that interested in the movie, go ahead and check it out for a full price. And now that the review's over, if you don't know what we do here on Demigod ENT, we do movie reviews, movie reactions, and movie-based content. So if you're interested in any of that, this is the right place for that content. Hit subscribe, stick around, watch some more videos, hit the like button on this video if you enjoyed it, and make sure you go check out the gaming channel, which I'll link above right here, DGE Gaming, where we're going to be dropping gaming vids over there to kind of mix up the content from the movie reviews. But of course, this is going to be mainly the movie channel. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. I'm out of this thing. Peace.